Hello, my name is Vortex Warp, and welcome back to another episode on the Ancientcraft server. And today we are going to be continuing the Tangler, which we started a few episodes back. We built the first puzzle last time, and as you can see it's there. It's nicely encased. I've lit up the area around because mobs are spawning. In fact, the redstone is fairly simple. It's just this redstone here, a couple of pressure plates, and that is literally it. Apart from that, there's nothing to it. This challenge is going to be a little more redstone heavy on the build part. As you can see, I've hooked up this, which is a little toggle thing, so that when you stand on the pressure plate, the doors open. It's like a T. It's a AND gate hooked up to the doors, and that powers both of them. And what I've done is I've added the drop down, so you drop down from up there from the previous challenge. So I'm gonna. Oh, I'm sleeping. Okay, I'm going to hop up there and show you that that's where we leave from. So let's pillar up. Oh, we've got to be careful to fill in all of the zones. Yeah, so one person exits here, and the other person's exit is here. They drop down. I'm going to add some signs, and I like the thing that the bed breaks the fall of the person who's coming down. Right, let's fill in all of this as well. So there, nice and seamless. And they land here, and the puzzle is going to be taking place here. So for one of the players, it will be here. And as you can see, I've dug out this nice space since last time. It's filling up the whole area. It took a while to dig out, but I've got the beacon, so it wasn't too painful. But yeah, we got that. And of course, I need to build the framework for this. There is quite a fair bit of redstone involved in this, which is exciting. But it is only a small, short challenge, and it involves lava. It's going to be quite exciting. Right, so one person will fall down here, and that will be their zone, and the other person will fall into here. They won't have such a bigger drop to fall down, so I'm going to get build up their section, and I'll be back in a couple of minutes. Get out of here, zombie. Hello, welcome back. Jump cut time. As you can see, I have finished the game off. Well, you probably can't see, not the game, but this section of the game. There is one more thing I have to do though, which is get myself some what they're called, lava buckets to fill in the game. I'm going to go from the start though. Actually, I have just realised there's a few more signs that I need to write, so I'll write them with you here. Let's see, that should be enough. The signs at the entrance. So let's go from the previous mini game. So where can we break in? I think we can break in here. Okay, so there'll be a sign here saying, find that one too easy. We're just getting warmed up. And make sure you and your teammates set your spawn. Did I put an S there? No, good. So you'll drop down as this player onto here. And you'll see the other player there. They have a bed too. I haven't added that one yet. And I'll just cover the redstone up. They stand here. And if I just pop some items into here, you can see that they pulse. So let's go. Put a couple in there. A couple in there. Couple in there, and a couple in there, and you can see that they pulse like that coming towards us. So it's going to be filled with lava. They're going to dispense out coming towards us, which is cool. Let's take these back though, and your aim is to run through the course. Right, where were we? Yep, without getting set on fire. So this will power a pulse extender here, as you can see here, which starts the game, and when that pulse runs out, the game will have ended. And hopefully they will have died by then. And we've got a clock here. As you can see, we've got observers detecting the redstone clock, which power the dispensers. And what will happen is that they will all power apart from this one that will be empty. Yeah, this one. And the lava will only take a time to flow onto this. So you've got time to jump out of this by your teammates helping you. So as you can see, yeah, that powers the redstone clock. And then we've also got this line powering up here, which when the player steps on the pressure plate, it lets the second player into their first area. So let's hop inside here. They can see their teammate down there. They'll be let into the area, and there will also be lava in this area. So they'll be let into the area by the teammate here. And what they can do is extend that block, which will allow them to hop up. But that pressure plate also activates this dispenser, which will dump lava on their head. So they need to move to the side. And then that player needs to hit a button on their side to let this player out before the lava kills them. And that button on there is to reset just in case the lava is already active. And then they'll come out here, they'll be able to see their teammate here, there'll be carpets on here so they can't get through, but they can see each other and have an actual contact, which is nice. And yeah, the other player will have hopped up on from this section with their teammate helping them. So they will be here, and then they'll be in this zone. They can leave a message on the signs if they want. Don't suspect more than 3-4 people are going to play it, but I'll add multiple instead, just in case. And there we have it, the graffiti sign, so you can leave a message if you want. I just thought that's a nice touch. And as you can see, you've got to press that button to unlock that zone for your teammate to let them through. And then you can drop down and run if you time it perfectly so you don't get killed by the lava. Hop up here into the next section, and then you can see your teammate. I think it works quite well as a small, short mini-game that it's probably going to take them quite a time to figure out the reactions of that involves death. But now I need to get myself a couple of lava buckets, in fact quite a lot of lava buckets, because of course this game does involve lava. So let's see, how can we do this? We need to, of course, grab some buckets. So let's grab some buckets up. I did not need that many buckets. Oh well. And now the lava buckets are in place, you can see what the game is really about. You've got to run, jump, wait a minute. I think I might change that sign, because if you actually do stand here and wait a minute, the game will stop, which is not what I want. I don't know if there's a way to prevent that. I could put the pressure plate right up against the lava. I don't know, though, what the plan is. But yeah, basically, this is the game. The lava's like this. You can see there's a gap momentarily in that slot where there's a delayed reaction before the lava flows in. So if you run to that gap, you're actually safe for a short. Wow, the game ended right there. Yeah, so let's start again, shall we? If you run into this gap, you're safe for just a short while, enough time to jump up here. Obviously, in the final game, that button will not be there, and obviously you can let your teammate out there, as I've already shown. That button will not be there, it's just so I could get up to show you the whole button pressing thing. You have to time the jump right, which is quite fun. But that's just so I could demonstrate, and then you can drop down and run, just like that. And the game ended there. I think I might add a little bit more pulse to the pulse extender, but that's that mini game. And I have just moved this so it's easier for me to navigate. I don't need to do that anymore. In fact, I can put it completely back now. So I'm going to put this here back. So as I was saying, this is what it will be like. This player will have just come from their zone. That player will have just come from their zone. And I've actually started working on the next mini game. And I have got some ideas for how the redstone is going to work too. It's not a fully working concept yet, but I have got an idea, so we're going to go and crack on with that. It's going to be a note block game. So one player will come into their room here, and they can listen to a tune which I've created, as you can see there. And if we hop into this room, you can see it's just, I've written down the notes that are played, how many ticks you have to click on the block, and up here, this character has some buttons to press. And the person at the bottom also has some to press, so the other person drops down the chute, which I've just filled with blocks for easily getting up and down, and they also have the lower octave notes to play. So they have to work together to play a tune. As you can see, this person has 4 notes, this person has 2 notes. They have to coordinate and find the right notes. But of course, I don't know how I'm going to actually do this, because all the buttons are going to fire into the fail circuit. Okay, so I've created the first kind of system, the first steps, let's say, to making this. I don't really know how it's going to turn out. It's basically a combination lock. I just added the note blocks to make it so you can actually hear what's being heard, what's being inputted. But it also relies heavily on the order. So what I've got and done is added some pistons up here. I've activated one of them, and that will mean that that is the one that needs to be activated. So as you can see, I've labeled this for number 1. What will happen is that this line will power if that one's activated, but if the others are activated, it will not power, because it will power through this block. So which means that if the right one is activated, this torch will turn off, retracting this block, which means that if a signal passes through this line, it will not power this. And if the wrong one is activated, then nothing will happen, so it will stay like this. But also, every time you hit a button, it will activate this line, which means that this will power. So basically, the only time that this gets powered is if a button gets pressed and it isn't the correct combination. So this will be the fail line. So I've hooked up a quick T flip-flop just to demonstrate this. That block is retracted currently, and if we hit the wrong combination, it extends, and if we hit the wrong combination again, it will retract. And if we hit a different wrong combination, so say this one, you can see it toggles the state again. So now it's extended. And if we hit the right combination, which is this one, you can see it stays extended, so nothing happens. So basically what will happen is we'll have a redstone block here, and if this gets powered, then it will go play a sad tune and go, well, you got it wrong, sorry. So now the next steps are to hook up. We're going to unhook this, and we want to have it so when you get it right, that it toggles to the next tune. So yeah, we can keep all of this here, but we want it so when you get the right combination, it will go to the next tune. So it will start off with this one powered here, and then the next one, I'm just going to try it with this level, because having it with the top layer too is rather complicated. I probably should be designing this in creative, but I really want to have a go at designing a redstone contraption actually in survival for once. So the first time, this one will be powered, but then the second time, we want to power this one over here. So what we want to do is when this activates, it will go on to the next one. So what I think I'm going to do for this is use a hopper chain. I'm going to clear a bit more space, but I think that could work. So it cycles through the hopper chain and then, yes, okay, I know what to do. What I'm going to do is get myself some haste 2, just like this. Head over here. I want to clear out probably that much more space, maybe even more than that, all the way up to the ceiling. So I'll clear out that. I'm going to have to do a couple trips back and forth to the haste 2 beacon zone. It's not loading at all, and apparently I'm really low down, but that's fine. Okay, we've got to go back for more haste 2. So I'm going to repeat this process, clear out a bigger space, and then we can get redstoning. Here's some notes, play a tune, work together, or you will lose. Good luck. This is the start of this minigame, and I've actually finished up for redstone. I'm excited to show it to you. It's a lot of spaghetti, it's a mess, and there's lots of logic involved. Probably could have done it better if I designed it in creative, and it's massive, but it was fun to do, and actually design some redstone in survival. So you come here, you're like, well, what's this room? But this player actually has to drop down. These stairs won't be here. They're just for me to get up and down. And as you can see, they enter this room. There's a door here, and press to reset. Light off means resetting. Don't play tune. They have all these buttons. I don't know if you can hear this very well, but when they hit a button, a note is played, and also some pistons, but you can distinguish them. And they have 7 notes down here, and I'm just going to show you. When you reset this, light off means resetting, so it resets. And nothing visually actually happens, apart from the light turning off and on. You hear some sounds though. And the other player, if I just head up to their zone, what actually happens for them is, wait, let's see if I can get up here. Let's break this away. What happens for the other player is they'll be on this side, and obviously they won't be able to get through. They can't get through here. I'm going to add one onto there too. They'll come through here and they'll be in the same room, so they'll be able to see the instructions too. They might be able to see their teammate there as well. As you can see, play song. They've got the same setup. Those slabs are just there for me to know what to do to win. And when they press that, they hear a tune, which I think is 6 notes long. So let's play it again. Dum 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 dum. And then we've got these buttons here, and they also have notes, but they have different notes to the player down below. And you can hear stuff is happening with the redstone as they hit them. And what they have to do is work together to play the tune. So it's basically a combination lock, but there's 12 buttons in total, and there's 6 digits in the combination lock. The order matters, and yeah, it was quite complex for me to do. Unfortunately, it does have spam protection. Sorry, but if you do when the light is off, sometimes it doesn't work, and as you will know. You may enter the right combination, but it doesn't work. So let's enter the right combination. I'm going to press that. That's the first one. And hopefully I can get this right first time. What I'm going to do is just break away this here so I can get through easily. That one. That one. And then this one. I've memorized this because I've done it so many times when I was troubleshooting it. I'll show you in the rest in a minute after I've shown you this. So there. And this should be the final digit. It's quite simple, but they'll have to communicate together, and there we go, the door opens. There isn't a door above, because I want to funnel the places to the same area for the next minigame. So what I'm going to do is have a little sneaky bit. I'm going to have like a riddle that tells them to backtrack. And actually what will happen is now they'll be able to walk through this zone. So these fence gates will open and they'll be able to walk through just like with this one. And then they can drop down and yeah, it will repeat. They can also go through the door. Obviously I need something to reset this when they go into the mini game. So I'm going to have to put pressure plates somewhere. So now it's time for me to show you the redstone. It's going to be a bit overwhelming. So for this I'm going to hop into game mode 3, which is spectator mode, and we can have a look at it. As you can see, there is a lot of it in here. Craziness. I want to show you all of the redstone because there's a lot. So this is the reset line. As you can see, when you press this button, it resets. It powers into this, which powers this pulse extender over here. This is a pulse extender. And that pulse extender, what it first does is unlocks all of these hoppers. So we've got an item cycling through, and that will cycle through into here where it'll be locked in because that will be activated. So basically, it will push the item into this first hopper here, which will mean the system is primed and ready to go. The other thing that it will do is power the light, so we know it's not ready to be active. Now it will also power down here, which powers this RS0 latch. So basically, it makes the door active, except this block will be retracted. So the block will be retracted, and the door and that redstone will be active. So as long as that block is powered, and you haven't got the wrong combinations, then the door will be open. And that block only powers when you get to the very end of the line. So here we have it. When you first start, it will be over here. So I'm gonna when you first start, the item will be here. So this line will be active, which means that if we follow it over here, this piston will be down here. Now, I've already explained, I think, that when you activate this, it powers this line, which will unpower this. So if you get the right combination, it will retract the block and the signal won't go through. But if you get the wrong combination, it will power this line, which powers the RS0 latch, which means that this turns off and the door is no longer activated. As you can see, oh wait, I'm wrong. This turns on, so this turns off, so the door is no longer activated. So as you can see, that is the state that it will be in. And then that state will change if they get it wrong. So as long as they keep it right, that's fine. And then it moves on to the next one. Every time you press a button, as you can see, we have something. Every time you press a button, you can see this line powers down from it. There we go. Every time you press a button, meaning it cycles on to the next one. So it would come into the second one, and this will power into the second digit we need to press, which extends a block up here. We've got the same system up here, so it's really complicated. It's not too complicated, but it is a mess of redstone wires. The third one. So yeah, the third one will power into the third combination, the fourth into the fourth, and after that it's pretty simple. Basically, hit the right one so you don't activate the fail circuit, but also get this to the very end. So if you get this to the very end, into this hopper, it will power this piston, which means the signal can pass through from the RS0 latch into there. And if you haven't got it wrong, then the RS0 latch will be like this, and it will power the door, opening it for you to get through. And if you have got it wrong, it will be depowered, so extending this block will do nothing and the door will stay closed. It's a pretty simple system, works well. I haven't had any problems with it at all. It's safe against spamming, although you do have to wait in between, so I might add that. But yeah, I'm going to add that quickly, just a sign down the bottom telling the players that they need to take some time between pressing each button, otherwise the combination might not work. But apart from that, that's it for today's episode. We've added another puzzle to the Tangler. Again, if you have any suggestions, leave them in the comments. Mine has been Vortex Warp, and this video has come to an end. Sorry for the delay, but it took me a while to figure out all of that redstone. See you in the next one.